Let's continue. Reproductive health, medical termination of pregnancy. Medical termination of pregnancy. It's there in the name, medical termination. Medical termination of the pregnancy. But they have some rules here. The intentional voluntary termination of the pregnancy before full term is called MTP or induced abortion. Yes, the nearly 45 to 50 millions of MTPs, medical termination of pregnancies, are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts one-fifth of the total number of conceived pregnancies in a year. That MTP, medical termination of the pregnancy, decrease the population though, but it is not meant for that purpose actually. That some certain reasons should be there, like because of the emotional, ethical, religious, and social issues. The many countries have not legalized the MTP. That related with emotional issues, ethical issues, religious it may be, or social issues. That government of India legalized MTP in 1971 with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. Excuse me. Such restrictions are to check indiscriminate and illegal female feticides, which are reported to be high in India. That literates, illiterates. That means by knowing the girl child in that in amniocentesis or in the 2D or 3D echo, that after knowing that they are making the girl child abortions. That what you call female feticide. That all we say here that we can't say they are only illiterates are doing that. Literate illiterates are also doing that kind of thing here, or not that not knowing the importance of girl child. Okay, then to avoid unwanted pregnancies, in what conditions that MTP should be promoted over? That to avoid unwanted pregnancies due to the casual intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during coitus or rapes, essential in cases where continuation of the pregnancy could be harmful to the mother or to the fetus or both, and MTPs are safe during first trimester only up to 12 months, 12 weeks of pregnancy, 3 months. Okay, so then second trimester abortion is going to be very risky for the mother. The problems related with MTP. Majority of MTPs are nowadays performed illegally. The misuse of amniocentesis, a fetal sex determination, which we discussed earlier, a test based on the chromosomal pattern, that means presence of bar body and absence of bar body, that we discussed earlier. If the fetus is female, it is followed by MTP. Such practices are dangerous for the young mother and fetus also. So that's all about the medical termination of the pregnancy, and need to discuss about the sexually transmitted diseases. Here STDs we use it to say sexually transmitted diseases. The various diseases will be here like bacterial, viral, fungal, that protozoan diseases are there. Some brief explanation of that particular is given. Diseases transmitted through sexual intercourse are called sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases. In general, they term like this: STDs or VDs, sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases. That some of the, or we say it as a reproductive tract infection, some of the diseases are given here. Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is a bacterial disease. Syphilis. That syphilis is also bacterial. Genital herpes, viral disease. Chlamydiasis, trachomatis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus leading to AIDS. We'll discuss each and every disease in detail. That a brief explanation is given here. That's all. Hepatitis B and HIV are also transmitted by sharing injection needles, particularly hepatitis B. Okay, so sharing injections, like we use it to say technically parenteral drug abusers. In case of drug addiction, if it all happen with the needles, a needle used by hepatitis patient or HIV, hepatitis B or HIV patient, one to the another, it will be transferred over. The surgical instruments may be also one of them. That means needles, simply we say. By transfusion of the blood, there also needles will be used over. Same needle from patient, whatever the needle used to the patient, if we use to the healthy person, that also going to be dangerous here. From infected mother to fetus. Okay, except hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV, other diseases are completely curable if detected early and treated properly. Okay, so herpes simplex virus, these all three are viruses here, hepatitis B and genital herpes and HIV, human immunodeficiency syndrome virus. So the common symptoms is given here, like the early symptoms will be itching and fluid discharge, slight pain, swellings in the genital region. Then absence or less significant symptoms in the early stages of infection, and the social stigma attached to the STDs deter the infected persons from going for proper treatment. That's only the reason that leads to the complications such as pelvic inflammatory diseases. In case of female, we are talking that when these particular diseases become much complicated, the stage first earlier stages no matter actually, that not much bigger symptoms like itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swelling. But when as long as it's going to be complicated over, that may affect the pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortions, stillbirth, giving birth to the dead child, ectopic pregnancies. What is ectopic pregnancy? We know about the implantation. Implantation should be done with the endometrium layers of the uterus, isn't it? That is that implantation at uterine endometrium layer, isn't it? Other than that, if some other place it is happened in the fallopian tube or in the cervix, that other than the natural place, what do you call it as ectopic pregnancies? We can say it as ectopic pregnancies. Infertility, or even cancer in the reproductive tract, that all are going to be the bigger complications. It will become over. That early symptoms may be smaller, but consequences is going to be much bigger. Pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortion, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancies, infertility, or even cancer of the reproductive tract. All persons are vulnerable to STDs. These are very high among persons in the age group between the 15 to 24 years. So prevention, what will be the prevention here? The avoid sex with unknown partners or multiple partners. Always use condoms during coitus. In case of doubt, go to a qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with disease. As we said, hepatitis, HIV, these kind of diseases, herpes simplex virus, only these are having uncurable diseases. But 99% of the diseases of genital diseases are curable, actually. So then we'll discuss about the infertility cases, infertility and assisted reproductive technology. Nowadays, it is going to be much increased over infertility. Various reasons may be seen over for infertility. There are so many reasons are there infertility. Nowadays, the pollution is also going to become a bigger reason. Pollution, stress, anxiety, the career pressures, anxiety, stress, that is because of their career pressures. That means the jobs which we are doing, the metro, the pressures of the metropolitan cities. That means staying in the bigger cities is going to be a tough task here by doing that, moving from one place to another place. That means long travels, different kinds of reasons are there. Whatever it may be, finally, what will be the ultimate results here? In case of male, the decrease in the sperm count. In case of female, the delay in the menstrual cycle, delay in the secondary, secondary oocyte staying in the fallopian tube. So various makes the infertility issues here nowadays. Okay. So along with the infertility issues, that advanced technology bring assisted reproductive technology. So that means what I am saying here, infertility because of the technology. That means the pollution is also one of the fruits of technology, isn't it? So let's talk about the infertility first. Then after that treatment for infertility, assisted reproductive solution for infertility, we can say. It is the inability of the male or female to produce children, we call infertility. The reasons for this may be physical or congenital, diseases may be, drugs or immunological or psychological. Specialized healthcare units, infertility clinics nowadays will find over, help in diagnosis and corrective treatment of these disorders. So this is also a bigger area for need. Different kinds of questions will come here. But interesting thing here, if you remember in the form of their name, that automatically, before explanation even, by the name, if you try to understand, you will find some answers here itself. Like intracytoplasmic sperm injection, gamete intrafallopian transfer. That these names are actually that artificial insemination. You see here, these names, name itself saying something that except these two names, but you see here gamete intrafallopian transfer gift. That means gamete intrafallopian transfer. Okay, use your logic here. In that gamete, what it is, male gamete or female gamete? To whom I am talking with? In general, gamete intrafallopian transfer. What gamete may be? So, in case of gamete intrafallopian transfer, that we use it to do with sperms. That means here, if the sperm count is less, we'll send the sperms here into the fallopian tube. Where in those females where that menstrual cycle is correct, only the problem is with father, we can go like this. Okay, we'll see the situations and discussions more here. If intracytoplasmic sperm injection, intracytoplasmic sperm injection. What is intracytoplasmic sperm injection? That means in case if it is not possible, the sperm is not able to penetrate, we are injecting the sperm inside into the secondary oocyte. That means name itself saying, that's what we are saying, artificial insemination. That means ejaculation process in artificial condition. Let us discuss one after another. In vitro fertilization. The first one, in vitro, IVF, or test tube baby program, that by the name you will be able to understand now. In vitro. So simply to remember, in vitro, you may use in botany also, outside. Okay, in this method, ova from the wife or donor, sperms from the husband or donor are collected and are induced to form zygote under simulated conditions in the laboratory. Outside we are doing. In vitro means outside. Okay, so ova from the wife or the donor and sperms from the husband or donor. Okay, so that means various reasons may be present here. That in case of wife, the menstruation is not proper, irregular. In case of male husband, the sperms are not adequate in number. So what will they do here? The sperms and ovum will be collected from the wife and husband in laboratory conditions. Will make the fertilization. Okay, that are collected and are induced to form a zygote. In case if the second oocyte is not coming from the wife, that means that ovum. We use ovum the word here. The ovum is not, she is not able to release. Husband is not able to release the sperm. So we'll collect it from the donor. Or any one of them or both, we can say. We collect it from the donor. Okay, that's why they said it in the form of either wife or donor or husband or donor. That will be collected or induced to form zygote under simulated condition in the laboratory. Simulation means similar kind of condition. Natural conditions we create artificial in the laboratory. Okay. So this is followed by embryo transfer, we can say. Here after that we have to do the embryo transfer. Fertilization we did outside, but we can't accommodate for embryo for 9 months. Accommodation is not possible there. We have to send back again to the mother. Okay, so that we are sending. How we are sending? Based on that we have two names. Zygote intrafallopian transfer. If it is zygote, we need to transfer to the fallopian tube, isn't it? That means when we transfer there, that only will descend in towards the uterus. So if embryo stage you are transferring, no need to go for fallopian tube. That you can go directly to the uterus. That please recall that embryonic development. We said zygote, 2 cell, 4 cell. Along with the time, it is dropping towards the uterus. So when you are transferring the zygote, you should transfer to the fallopian tube. That's what it is said. Zygote intra-fallopian transfer. If it is zygote, what we did fertilization. After fertilization, immediately you want to send it to the female, you just send it to the fallopian tube. Ledu, if you are waiting for it to blastom years, you can send to the that uterus. That means what do you say? Intra-uterine transfer, we can call. Okay, the transfer of the embryos with more than 8 blastomeres. That can be done into the uterus. Okay, then we have one more. Embryos formed by in vivo fertilization. What is in vivo fertilization? Within the female. Also could be used for such transfer to assist those females who cannot conceive. The fertilization within the female, it would embryos formed by in vivo fertilization. That means within the female we do the fertilization. We collect that embryos, and that could be used to for such transfer to the assist those females who cannot conceive. That embryo, that means sperm from the donor, ovum from the donor, and embryo is also from the donor. Okay, so that is in vivo fertilization. Let's continue. Next, gamete intrafallopian transfer. Okay, let me say here there are three issues are here. One is fertilization. After that, zygote. Zygote stage we are introducing into the female, zygote intrafallopian transfer. Then intrauterine transfer at uterus stage, that embryonic stages we are transferring to the uterus. So we are doing fertilization in the female and we are sending to the another female, whom those who cannot conceive. Okay, that removing it from uterus of one female and introducing to the another. Next, gamete intrafallopian transfer. So what we are doing here, we are not doing fertilization outside. Transfer of an ovum from the donor. So let me draw the fallopian tube. Transfer of a ovum from a donor. We are collected. This female is not able to release the ovum. That's why the transfer of ovum from the donor, okay, into the fallopian tube of another female we are collected, and we said here, because she cannot produce the ovum, but can provide suitable environment for fertilization and development. She is not able to produce the ovum from the ovary, but remaining everything is good. That means fallopian tube, uterus, and 9 months of embryonic development. Suitable environment is there. If the doctor confirms, what they do, they send everything in. So gamete intrafallopian transfer technology. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. A laboratory procedure, intracytoplasmic sperm injecting. We are injecting the sperm. That a laboratory procedure in which a single sperm from male partner, the sperm count is less, we collect the sperm from the male partners, is injected directly into the egg from female partner. Will inject directly into the egg. Then the fertilized egg is implanted into the woman's uterus. Okay. So single sperm, the sperm able to go inside, but in case of infertility cases, we are doing actually intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Artificial insemination technique, AI, artificial insemination technique. So the semen collected from the husband or a healthy donor, that we are introducing artificially into the vagina. Rest of the work done done naturally. That means through the vagina, the sperms will travel toward the uterus and fallopian tube. They go and they do the fertilization. Everything natural. Only thing what we are doing here, we are making semen collected from the husband. That means instead of natural coitus, the artificially we are introducing into the vagina or uterus or directly into the uterus. Okay, that intrauterine insemination we use it to say here of the female. This technique is useful for the male partner having inability to inseminate the female, or low sperm count if it is present. Because low sperm count is also in the case we have seen earlier, that from the vagina through the cervix to the uterus, when it is traveling, so many sperms are killed. Okay, if the sperm count is less, if the along the road, if the sperms are going to be killed, so very less may reach over, isn't it? That's why we are directly injecting up to here. Directly we are injecting them into the fallopian tube. So that what do you say, artificial insemination. If you inject directly up to vagina, in general we use it to say artificial. But you are injecting up to the in the uterus, what do you call intrauterine insemination? Okay. Next, surrogacy. So nowadays, India became a bigger hub for the surrogacy, medical hub because of the surrogacy. That means here a woman, that means in the world, one of the country, India, which doing this kind of advanced technology with less price. That's why from various countries people are coming here. That here a woman, surrogate mother, bears a child for couple unable to produce children because the wife is infertile or unable to carry. Unable to carry. Then this surrogate mother is impregnated either through artificial insemination or through implantation, an embryo produced by in vitro fertilization. That means surrogate mother is not at all having in relation with sperm and ovum. Sperm from the donor, ovum from the donor, and zygote will be introduced into that mother. Okay. So that mother is just earlier days, 10, 15 years back, it's a news. Now it became so common issue here that people are, all types of people are having the knowledge of genetics now. That if she is carrying for 9 months, she is that particular baby cannot be her because the baby, it belongs to those people who has given 23 chromosomes each and the gametes, isn't it? So the surrogate mother is just rented, what do you say, is impregnated either through artificial insemination or through implantation of the embryo produced by in vitro fertilization techniques. That what do you say? Surrogacy. What are the problems of assisted reproductive technology? It requires high precision handling by specialized professionals and expensive instrumentation. By words, we use it to say, we'll bring the sperm out, we'll bring the ovum out, and in the test tube, we'll make them zygote, that is zygote, test tube baby. In normal words, you can say like this, but not all the times. The facilities we need to make, natural conditions we need to maintain, simulation, we say that the natural condition we need to maintain here. That thing which is happening naturally inside, we have to make it outside, isn't it? And along with that, emotional, religious, and social problems are as well. That in this condition, that's why they're suggesting. The text is suggesting here. Legal adoption is one of the best methods for couples looking for parenthood. They are suggesting here. So that is all about the assisted reproductive technology. Assisted reproductive technology here. So let's go with our mind maps. So what they are saying that will let us check them. That mind map we need to go reproductive health mind maps, as we have discussed the same thing earlier in mind maps also. Contraceptive techniques we have discussed earlier in the mind maps, the same way which we need to go here in mind map. I'm showing on the screen. This we already discussed yesterday. The contraception, out of 5 pages, it occupied 2 pages. And a page of introduction. As I said to you, total chapter came in that 5 pages. Need for reproductive health. This is one of them. Introduction. In the earlier class, we made it out. Shall we make it full page? If possible, yes. So that is one of them. And after that, we have a page for sexually transmitted diseases and that assisted reproductive technology. Contraceptive is occupied 2 pages. Okay, first of all, let's go with sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases. As I said to you, that just names we learned earlier. So then we are separating this in the form of disease. Sexually transmitted diseases. What do you say them as? They are also called venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. We use it to say them as that natural. The other names are given here. This is the particular one. Then after there is no rules for this. You can go anywhere. The viral is given, protozoan is given, and bacterial is given. And two more branches. We use it for complications and prevention. Okay, so this area we use it for other names to give, and this is for complications of the that we get and prevention. Okay, so bacterial diseases, viral diseases, protozoan diseases. Protozoan it comes that is Trichomonas vaginalis. We heard over that protozoan parasite Trichomonas vaginalis, which cause the vaginitis infection in case of female only. Okay, so now let's move on to the viral diseases here. Viral diseases. Genital herpes, the viral disease, genital herpes, herpes simplex virus. Are you able to see? Or we'll make it, okay, shall we make it visible here? Where is it? Yeah, I think you can see. Then genital warts, genital warts. This is genital warts, human papilloma virus, HPV virus, we say, that leads to cervical cancer even. Genital warts, human papilloma virus, caused by human papilloma virus. Hepatitis B. That interestingly, hepatitis A and C are enteric diseases. That is, that will come by contamination. Only B is that genital disease. Hepatitis B virus. Okay. Then which transmit to the sexual transmitted disease. It is. A and C is not sexual transmitted. They are enteric diseases that will transmit to the contaminated food and water. HIV, the well-known HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, so these are the diseases. Genital herpes, genital warts, hepatitis B, and HIV. AIDS, we use it to see. Genital herpes caused by herpes simplex virus, and genital warts by human papilloma virus, hepatitis B by HPV, hepatitis B virus, HIV, AIDS by HIV virus. Then let's come here. Bacterial diseases. Not we need to go here. Bacterial diseases. So gonorrhea, Neisseria gonorrhoeae, gonorrhea disease caused by Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Next, syphilis, syphilis caused by Treponema pallidum, Treponema pallidum. Then spirochete bacterium. Then chlamydiasis, Chlamydia trachomatis, chlamydiasis, Chlamydia trachomatis. Okay, so that is bacterial diseases, gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia. So we'll get mad the following here with these. So who is bacterial, who is viral, who is protozoan disease that you need to recognize. Okay, so they don't give Trichomonas vaginal, they'll give directly Trichomonas. So the flagellated, a mastigophorus parasite that is. Then let's come to the complications. Pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortion, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancy, infertility, that cancers of the reproductive tract are going to be the problems here. The preventions, as we discussed earlier, like avoiding sex with unknown and multiple persons, and the condom, using condom during coitus, and the consulting the doctor by recognizing the symptoms time to time is very important here. Okay. So this is about sexually transmitted diseases. The full page is for the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay. The same way, we need to go with assisted artificial assisted reproductive technology along with artificial insemination. ARTS. That means AI, artificial insemination, and assisted reproductive technology. First of all, let us see what is artificial insemination. So, artificial insemination. Wait, I'll try to show you. Okay, that let's. I think you are able to see. Oh yeah, I do it now. So just come to the left side. We are coming to the left side. Just showing this area only. Okay. So here it is given the prenatal diagnostic methods are given here, like amniocentesis, ultrasound scanning. These are the prenatal diagnostic techniques here, which used to detect the baby as a male or female. Generally, we do it for detection of the genetic disorders, isn't it? So, like Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. For that, we do actually. But the misusing of this is happening. We discussed earlier. Misusing of this. That is one of the issues is given here. And another issue about the infertility, reasons for the infertility. Biological inability for conception. In general, female are going to be blamed in India for that actually, but the equal importance is there. The infertility clinics are there nowadays. The infertility clinics are doing the treatment. So male may be the reason, but the female is blamed mostly. So that for that only we are giving some education. Okay, wait. It will become so sensitive when we zoom. Okay, now assisted reproductive technology. We'll go with. So I am starting from here. Assisted reproductive technology. IVF ET, in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer technology. In vitro fertilization and embryo transfer. In vitro fertilization is shown here. Fertilization done outside. Okay, what after doing outside, what we do? The 8 blastomer stage, if you introduce inside, we call it as intrauterine transfer or embryo transfer. We use it to say. Okay. Next, zygote intrafallopian transfer. What it mean? In vitro transfer to the fallopian tube directly. GIFT. Very regular question and neat. You'll get from here one we are going to get at least one. We are going to get in examination. Okay, so gamete intrafallopian transfer technology, GIFT. Gamete intrafallopian transfer technology. Next, ICSI, ICFI is given, SI, that intracytoplasmic sperm injection, artificial insemination, that intrauterine insemination. What do you say? So that is all about the artificial assisted reproductive technology is shown there. Then next, so this is the actual, the total reproductive health is given here like this, that along with the contraceptive techniques. So I think I send it to you all, for all of you.